Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pure Live. It is Friday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, and you are exactly where you're supposed to be. For those of you that have watched, you know that I start off with my sponsors, and those of you that haven't, well, now you know. So here we go. Yes, and I highly recommend them. They are a great organization. They help you to get your life in order, really. Help you get organized, help you focus on what it is that you're good at and what you need to do. And you get that whole sisterhood kind of situation. It's a very good organization. And they actually helped me to get this going. So, hello, no brainer. And for the newest sponsor that I have and that I am wearing today, we got Motos Cosmetics. Here we go. Yes, honey. And you guys know that I have been advertising for weeks now. The play that I'm in, 1800 versus 2020. So I'm going to go ahead and play that trailer for you. Pay attention.
Get ready for a life-changing experience. The hit stage play, 1800 versus 2020. An original stage play written by Richard Gallion is rocking the nation. 1800 versus 2020.
Sound like a bunch of lazy cowards living in 2020.
April 9th at 7 p.m. and April 10th at 4 p.m. at the APC Theater, 11401 South Vincennes Avenue in Chicago. 1800 versus 2020. Witness a black man from 2020 as he travels back to the days of slavery with his ancestors in the 1800s. An amazing storyline that truly has that wow factor. Audiences are raving.
Quality work.
This is Broadway quality work.
Yeah. What would it do for our young people? It'll bring them together.
1800 versus 2020. For more information, visit www.1800versus2020.com or call 310-461-8973. Don't miss it.
Don't miss it, y'all. Seriously, you're going to hear my voice. Also, I want to point your attention to my new blue blockers. Abella Eyewear. Y'all know I rock the shades, I rock the blue blockers, and you can go to my website for discounts for both Motos Cosmetics and Abella Eyewear. You get 30% off on the Abella Eyewear. You're welcome. Now, without further ado, we are going to bring in my guest, who is amazingly talented, has done so many things, and I'm just so happy to be associated with this man. So here we go. We got Shabazz Ray.
Ah,
Welcome.
hello. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm
You're
Shabazz
welcome.
Ray, actor, filmmaker, and musician.
Mm-hmm. And some.
Ah,
I mean, you write, you've done modeling. I mean, your resume is extensive. It's amazing. So happy to have you on. And again, remember, you guys, as the conversation goes on, feel free to comment and ask questions. I will be paying attention. So, Shabazz, it's been a while since we
yes.
talked. So I appreciate you accepting my invitation. I would like to start from the very, very beginning of your
Okay.
story. So, where are
Oh,
you from?
okay. I'm originally from New York. I grew up in South Carolina, actually between South Carolina and New York.
Oh,
So I
wow.
spent a lot of early years in South Carolina, and then within those early years, I would go back and forth between New York and South Carolina until I eventually settled back into New York in my late teens. I just decided I would just move there and stay there, and
Hmm.
that was specifically because I decided that I loved the arts and I wanted to pursue a career in the arts. That was like
Okay.
17. At 17 years old, I did that.
17.
Yeah.
So, why did you feel like that was the place to be for it? What is it about New York that says, okay, I want to do this, so this is where I need to be?
In all honesty, I knew I couldn't do it where I was. I knew I couldn't do it in South Carolina, and everything is in New York. Especially during that time. That was just like, and it was an easy hub for me because I also had family there. And New York just has this energy, man. It just has a beautiful, beautiful uh, cultural and artistic energy
Mhm.
that just sends a beautiful vibe through you. So New York was the place, and it still
Okay.
is the place for me. You know
Hmm.
that I love. You know, so that was it. You know, just everything was already there. All any industry you was interested in, be it music, which was the main reason that I moved back at that time, which it was for the music industry, and then also for acting and film, which I just happened to fall into, not not expecting to do it. Although I'd already done theater in middle school, I started doing theater, but I didn't think I would ever do films or television, or music videos, which is I actually started doing music videos first. So
Huh.
yeah, so back in the day, like let me see if I can remember some of those music videos because it was so long ago. Um I did Buster Rhymes, "Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See." I was in that
You
video.
did?
Yeah, when they had the guys with the all the red on, he was rapping about the guys with the red, and then they had the guys with no shirts on hitting the drums. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
I was the first guy that you saw in the video going boom, boom,
Now I
boom.
gotta go back and watch the video.
And I ended up performing that song live with him in the club in Brooklyn.
Okay.
I was dancing and all that. I was like into singing, dancing, anything like artistic like that. That was my thing. And my family actually are mainly like dancers and singers and stuff like that. So that's music is my
Oh.
first love. And then I just fell into acting and just fell in love with it. And I got that bug. And then while I was acting, I fell in love with like writing and directing. Um,
Okay. So
because
let's rewind it a little bit. Let's rewind
okay,
it. We don't want to rush through everything because we know
okay,
your stuff is extensive. Um, so you said that this started with your family. So this is a generational thing in regards to the music.
yes, 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 yes. My grandmother and her brothers owned a club
Okay.
when I was a kid, And by the time I got into like maybe like my early teens, she wasn't like in the scene anymore because she got into religion and you know so
Oh,
she was still singing, but she was singing in church and stuff like that at that
you're
point.
singing for the Lord. Got it.
Exactly. There you go.
Hmm.
But I grew up with my family like doing all the new dances. Like my aunts would teach me how to do the hustle back in the day, and whatever the new dance was, they would show me, and we would all get together and kind of learn from each other. That was like
Okay.
a beautiful thing that I loved about growing up. Between the holidays and us doing the new dances and having a good time. You know, yeah,
So were they perfectionists? Like, did you feel pressure about being really good at your craft?
nah. Because uh, I don't think they didn't really care. They didn't really care. Especially in the beginning. When you start doing something, it's especially when you're younger. Nobody looks at it like, okay, this person is gonna really be serious about this or have a career in this. Um, well, I can't say nobody, but in my family,
I
that's
was
how
gonna
it was.
say in my family, yes, they did. But go ahead.
Nah. Not in my family because there was nobody else doing like besides me at the time. There was nobody else, uh, you know, going after what I wanted to go after.
Okay.
So nobody really cared so much. Although I have some extremely talented people in my family, nobody really cared because your family, I'm pretty sure you guys were all doing it together, right?
Yes.
So that's what makes a major difference. When the family gets together and we're doing and we're singing together and going after things together, then everybody's looking at, okay, you got to do it like this to do it like that. Let me show you this to teach you that. Nobody in my family could teach me about the arts or the music industry or the film industry or the television industry. So I didn't have that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was your experience? And you decided, okay, I'm going to New York. I'm going to do this thing. I'm getting into the arts. What was your actual experience?
Ooh. Okay, let me tell you about that. So, um, I moved out at 17. I'd already graduated early, and I didn't have a job. I don't even remember how much money I had, but it wasn't a lot. And I remember moving back. I was living with my aunt, and I was like, okay, so I got to get me a job. So as soon as I got there, maybe like maybe like 2 days in, maybe I put on a suit and I walked to the shopping area because that's where they had all the stores and everything. And I said, okay, I'm gonna get me a job. So I just went on interviews and I got me a job as a salesperson. And for all those people from New York that are listening, I got a job at Alexander's. Uh, if
Hmm.
anybody from New York is listening, they know what that is. So I got a job
Okay.
as a salesperson at Alexander's for minimum wage.
Mm.
And that helped me a lot actually. So that helped me to give my aunt money for rent and to eat, and also back then I was hardcore focused on the music industry and also money for studio time.
Mm.
So
Yeah, that ain't free.
no, but yeah, it was pretty tight, but it was kind of fun, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was and I would have to mill that down to it was fun because I was in New York. It's and like I
Mm.
said, it's a special energy about New York. You know,
Okay.
so
I
it
have
was
to take the
tight.
word for it because I have never been there myself.
You haven't been to New York?
I have not. No.
Oh, you gotta go. You gotta go to New York. You gotta experience it, and it's better when you have friends there because you can hang out with them and they can show you some things. We take it for granted because we're New Yorkers. I'm living in LA now, but when you're in New York or even in LA, you take all those beautiful sights and attractions for granted because you like I live here, so whatever. but
Yeah.
but when people come and visit, it's really nice to show them around. Like even as simple as going to some of the nice restaurants that are like hidden gems. You know.
Yeah, now that I do understand because it's the same situation in Chicago.
Hmm.
You know, all people want to hear about is the violence and the guns and all that stuff. But
Hmm.
Chicago's a really beautiful place, and there are so many great little, like you said, hidden gems and places to
Hmm.
eat. And oh gosh, the pizza, of course.
Hmm.
But
Now, I have been to Chicago, and
Mhm.
actually, I enjoyed it. I liked the energy that I felt in Chicago. Um, but I was only there for a couple of weeks, and I didn't see a lot because I was there on business. But I
Yeah,
did enjoy the time that I had there. But the next time I go back, I would like to, see more of the city and see some of those hidden gems that you're talking about because I don't really know about those.
I'll tell you about them. I'll tell you
Okay.
about them.
Okay. Right on. Right
Just let me know when you come back.
on. Okay.
Um, so after you got your job and everything in New York, and you're like, okay, I'm going after this music thing. What was that like? Was
Mm.
that an easy experience? How did you go about pursuing that?
Woo. Okay. So with that, um, at my job at the time at Alexander's, all the New Yorkers know what that is. All the old school New Yorkers. Some of the younger New Yorkers might not know.
Oh, okay.
So at my job, I met this guy, Mo. We actually went to school together in New York, but I didn't know him at the school.
Hmm.
I just happened to find that out when we met at work, and we formed this group called Phase Two, which
Okay.
was sort of like an R&B hip hop group. Like I did all the writing and arranging, and we did some rap and some singing. We did both. It's back in the day that was like a thing. Everybody did that if you could do it. So
Hmm.
we did both. Um, and we started recording at the studio in the Bronx. And it was cool, but we ended up breaking up because he didn't have the same mindset as me. Like I'm the type of person that okay, we have a group, we got to perform. If we have any shows, we got to be prepared.
Hmm.
So it came to the point where he didn't really want to uh, prepare. He didn't want to rehearse. So you know what happens when you don't prepare and you don't rehearse?
I
Nothing.
do.
Nothing.
Right.
And like when you get opportunities, you're not prepared because you didn't prepare for them. But although that happened, it was still a pretty decent ride. We ended up working with Grandmaster Flash. He was one of the producers we worked with back then, actually.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we worked with Grandmaster Flash, um, and that was cool. That was really cool. And then we broke up, and then I formed that same group with my cousin. He didn't want to rehearse either. And I don't, but in hindsight, when we talked about it, he's like, cuz I didn't know any better back then. And he was still in school. I wasn't much older than him, but I was working in a better position than him. So I was like, listen, cuz all you got to do is go to school. I said, if you need help with your homework, I'm gonna help you with your homework. I'm paying for studio time. All you got to do is come. We get rehearse and we sing the songs and we good. That's all he had to do. He didn't have to pay for no studio time. All he had to do was rehearse, record, and we do our thing. But he didn't want to do that.
One feeling it, huh?
Exactly. Yeah. So actually I went through and I had another group. I had about three groups that I was in. And after that I was like, I'm done with this group thing. But
Okay.
all of them it was a pleasurable experience, you know. And it's sometimes it's just what you go through to get to the ultimate goal. You got to go through some doo doo to get to the goal.
Right? Did you end up recording anything?
Oh yes, yes, yes. I recorded quite a bit of stuff. Um, I even have some stuff on Spotify right now. Spotify and iTunes. For all you guys watching, you can check me out on Spotify. Shabazz Ray, the introduction. and you can stream, you can follow, listen, uh, and you if you enjoy something, let me know.
Okay. Is it on your website too, or just
Well, yes, it is on my website. They can go to my website and see it.
okay?
Um, they can even search me on Google, um,
You
on
say Google
Facebook.
me, fam.
Yeah, you can Google, Facebook, Instagram. Everything is at Shabazz Ray, spelled exactly how it sounds.
Okay.
And can they see that?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. So yeah. So again, yeah, you guys can search me on Google, my website, shabazzray.com, Facebook, facebook.com. I think it's like / Shabazz Ray. Instagram, Shabazz Ray. TikTok, I'm on there, not as much, but it's at Shabazz Ray also.
Okay. You're like, just to be clear, at
Yeah.
Shabazz Ray.
And, and I don't know if you mind me mentioning this, but also in terms of film and television, you
Hmm.
guys can do the same thing. You can search me through those channels. Also on IMDb, you can see some of the stuff I've done in terms of film and television. I don't know if you want me to talk about that yet or wait.
Yeah, hold up, wait a minute.
All right, all right, all right.
Because we getting close to that break time. And again, I'll remind you guys, you can comment, you can ask questions. I know we're making it kind of hard for you to do that because we giving you all the info anyway. But yes, feel free to ask questions and comment. We are going to take a quick little break and then we're going to get into our game, Find the Fake. Now remember, you guys, these answers are time stamped. Don't watch the whole show and then try to answer the question. That's cheating. I will see you. Okay. So for those of you that are watching via YouTube, this is what I want you to do. Thank you. Subscribe.
That's right, guys. Subscribe. Make sure you subscribe.
Yes, please. And now we're going to take our little break before we play our game. Here we go. Hi, I'm Asia Jamal Rogers, and I'm a singer, songwriter, choreographer, voice actor, and I'm the creator and talk show host of P.U.R.E Live. P.U.R.E is an acronym for Perfectly Undefined Raw Elegance. So naturally, we want our content to be pure, raw, and elegant. It airs live every Friday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube and Facebook. And if you'd like to see all of the episodes, you can reach it at asiajamal.com, ASIAJAMAL.com. Or if you'd like to be on the show, you can reach me at asia@asiajamal.com. Hope to see you soon. Thank you, producers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We are about to play the game Find the Fake. Now, I do run this twice during the show because you guys forget stuff. Why? I don't know. Pay attention. But we're going to run this, and the whole point is to identify which statement is fake. If you win, you do win a prize. So, here we go. So you guys have time to guess which one is the fake. I know some of y'all are probably hoping that there's one of them in particular that is the fake. I know you ladies. I know how you are. Um, but we are going to continue with the interview. Now, getting into it, we already know that you started off in the music, we got recordings, and then you started changing chords. So how did that happen?
Oh wow. So I was dating a young lady who was an actress, and I went to go pick her up one day,
Okay.
and the director saw me. He's like, "Hey man, you an actor?" I said, "Nah, no, I'm not an actor. I sang a little, and I walked past him because I didn't want to have any more of a conversation about that. And I walked down to the front of the stage because I was going to pick my girlfriend up from play rehearsal. Her doing her play. He followed me down. He said, "Sing a little something. Let me see what you sound like." And I sung a little something. He's like, all right. You sound pretty good there. Read the script for me, man. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. Just read the script. Let me see what you sound like." So I read the script. He said, "Oh, okay. When can you come for rehearsal?" And I was like, I'm not coming for rehearsal." So he was like, "Come on, man, try it out. You ain't got nothing to lose, man." I was like, "Nah." And we went on for a little bit.
Mm.
And my girlfriend that I was dating at the time walked over and she was like, "What are you guys talking about?" Because she know I don't know him. So I was like, he asked me to do the play, but nah, I'm not gonna do it. And she was like, "Well, why don't you just try it out?" And it was like it was different coming from her. So I was like, "All right, I'll try it out." And I did the first show. I'll never forget the first show. I did the first show, and I remember going off stage, and the guy said, "Hey, my brother, you did that part, man. You did your thing, man." And I never forget that feeling. I felt like something lit up inside of me, like. And then ever since then, like I had that acting bug, and I've been doing it ever since. So I did that play for whatever the run was. I did it for that run, that was in New York at the American Theater of Actors, and
Hmm.
I'm sure some people in New York will probably know what that is. Well, no, they won't probably. They'll know if any actors are listening. So I did that at the American Theater of Actors, and then a young lady who was in that play at the time was doing another play. I think she wrote the play. She didn't direct it or produce it, but I think she was one of the writers. And she
Okay.
referred me to another play, so I ended up doing that play, which was that was good for a little while. That was interesting. Oh my god! But I did that play, and we actually toured. So we did New York, upstate Syracuse, Boston, Massachusetts at Berkeley, and some other places we did. And but
Okay.
that was interesting. Yeah. So and
Yes.
then after doing theater for a while, I felt like I got a little burnt out because theater is a lot of work. You got a lot of hours of rehearsal. I'm talking
Yeah.
about like 4 hours of rehearsal. If you're good, you can get lucky. If you get lucky, they might cut it down to like 2 or 3. But you're looking at about 4 hours of rehearsal, and that's after work.
Yeah, I've been doing
You know,
5, so I know.
yeah, 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 yeah. A lot of hours of rehearsal, so you can get burnt out. So, um, and then after that, I decided to move into film. Because at that point, I already fell in love with acting at that point. And but that play was cool because I got to sing and dance in the play, and I played like an kind of like a chocolate Terminator
Okay.
that strangely enough was like a sex machine. It was a that's true actually.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's true. Um, what was the name of the play? I'm trying to think of the name of the play, but I can't remember the name of the play. But it was called The Perfect Mate 2000. That's what it was called. Yeah,
Oh, okay. So were you like programmed to be the perfect mate?
exactly. Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. it was yes, I was programmed to be the perfect mate. You could in the play you can call up this company and you can get the exact type of man you want. I want him to be like a 6'5", uh, medium brown complexion, slim, bulky, medium, whatever you
Whatever.
want. And then also the woman would get a code that only she could use. But if somebody else
Hmm.
got the code, they could use it too.
Oh, sounds like trouble.
Yes, yes,
Interesting. Oh, yeah, I've
yeah,
definitely never heard of that plot before. That
yeah,
sounds interesting.
yeah. That was
Hmm.
it was interesting and it was fun for a while. You
Yeah.
know, yeah.
Okay. I also noticed that you done some modeling.
A little bit. I haven't done that much modeling, but I did a little bit of modeling.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Mostly. Well, actually, I did. I did something with some designers. Um, Not much though, not much. And I didn't really enjoy that experience so much.
Why is that?
I didn't. um, Professionalism was one thing. It wasn't always professionalism there.
Hmm.
And if you wear certain stuff, you got to wear thongs. I didn't
Oh.
really appreciate that either.
So I ain't feeling that.
But hey, that's a part of it. So if you love it, then hey, I guess that's what you do. So yeah, I didn't really enjoy it that lot, but I got a lot of offers to do modeling stuff back in the day, and I didn't, I didn't enjoy it, and I wasn't interested in it for a while. But I said, let me give it a shot. I might like it, or it might be something good for me. And no, it wasn't. But I also ended up doing the Queen Latifah show back in the day as a model and actor,
Hmm.
and the Ricky Lake show as a model and actor. So those gigs,
What?
yeah, those gigs were cool. So if anybody
Okay.
goes back and they search the old footage from the original Queen Latifah show and the
Mhm.
old footage from the Ricky Lake show, they'll see me.
Now I gotta do some research.
Ah,
Okay, okay. So let's move along into the whole film and everything.
mhm.
You sent me a bio. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Um, and it says here that you were in Zoolander,
Yeah,
Changing Lanes,
yeah.
Bad Company, If Bill Street Could Talk.
Mm-hmm.
You were also on Fringe, which was on
Yeah.
Fox TV, NBC's Deception,
Mm-hmm.
Netflix's Orange is the New Black,
Yep.
CBS's Golden Boy,
Yep.
along with Person of Interest. And by the way, that's one of my favorite shows. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And the comedy film Landline. So I'm just curious, and there's more to this. I'm just letting y'all know, but I'm just curious. Did you have a favorite role?
Did I have a favorite role? Um, you know what? You know what's interesting about that? One of my favorite roles was actually a smaller role in an independent film called The Republican,
Hmm.
where I played I forgot what you call him, but I was a politician. I wasn't a politician, but I was the guy who handles the campaign funds. And of course, I ended up messing up the campaign funds by Benny. Actually, that was one of my favorite roles. My character's name was what was my character's name? It'll come to me. But I did a film called The Republican. It was a short independent film for which I was nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
that was one of my favorite roles because I got to do something really different from a different perspective. Um,
Okay.
yeah, so I enjoyed that. But of course, I enjoyed working on Fringe and also Person of Interest. I enjoyed those two because I love sci-fi. So Fringe,
Mm.
that was like really great. I would love doing a lot more sci-fi films. So if any
Oh,
uh,
okay. So
directors or
that's your
producers
thing.
or writers are watching, yeah, I want to do some more sci-fi, and I wouldn't mind playing like a superhero or
Okay.
even an anti-hero, as long as he got some powers.
Said I
You know,
can't be weak in this. I need
yeah,
some
exactly,
powers.
exactly. And he's intelligent, an intelligent character,
Mm.
with some fly superpowers. I would love that. That's
Okay.
what I'm looking
All
forward to.
right.
That's my favorite role right there.
Okay. I endorse that. Yes, I approve of that. So yes, y'all call him up, hit him up. Yes, we need to see that. Um, so what I'm wondering is, did you have anybody that in particular that you looked up to when you were pursuing even more into your acting career? Were you like, you know what, I want to be more like this person, or was it a collaboration of people?
Um, with that being said, there's quite a few actors that I love. Um, Samuel L. Jackson is one of my favorite actors, and I actually got to work with him. And that was great.
Okay.
I remember, and this was funny because, well, it's not funny, but it's what happened. I was on set in the early days when I first started, and someone asked me. They said, "If you could work with anybody, who would you want to work with?" And I said, "Oh man, I would love to work with Samuel L. Jackson," not knowing that I would work with him in the future or ever. And I also said I wanted to do a Jerry Bruckheimer film, and I did that in the film Bad Company with Chris Rock and Anthony Hopkins.
Okay.
I never knew that would happen, but somebody asked me, and I said those were two of the things that I wanted to do, and they came into fruition. I just wish I would have went bigger, way bigger, but but it happened. So in terms of actors, I love Samuel L. Jackson. Man, I love Lawrence Fishburne. I think he's a phenomenal actor. Joe Morton. I love Joe Morton, man. He's a phenomenal actor. Anthony Hopkins. I love Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
Uh, I love Angela Bassett too. But those guys I just said, those are like some of my favorite actors. I mean, Joe Morton, Lawrence Fishburne, Sam. It's and Joe Morton is like when I see him perform, it's just like he's so in tune. Lawrence Fishburne too. When I see him perform, it's like wow. I love what these guys are doing. You know,
Okay. So in your own acting career, would you say that you've pulled things from them? What kind of things have you learned from them that you incorporated into your own career?
unfortunately, I can't say that,
Okay.
but but well, not consciously any day, because subconsciously you do a lot of things that you don't notice until you go back and look at it, or somebody else sees it. But those are my favorites. Um, but I could actually say from Sam, actually, I did learn to pay attention to detail. So I could say I took that. You know,
Okay.
yeah.
So what would you have like preferred to do? Like, do you have any regrets in how you handled your career?
No, because everything is a lesson. You know,
True.
and if you don't have any lessons, then you don't really learn anything. I mean that's my perspective.
That is absolutely true.
So
Gotta learn.
yeah. So for me, um, it's all a learning experience. And as you go through this experience, you either learn or don't learn. Hopefully, you do learn, but as you learn, you grow.
Hmm.
So, no, I don't have any regrets. And
That's good.
I especially don't have any regrets because if I would have never took a chance or I never done anything, I wouldn't have experienced the things that I've experienced with or worked with the people that I've worked with or grew as much as I've grown or learned as much as I've learned. So, nah, I have no regrets.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now you made mention that you made a move from New York to Cali.
Yeah.
Was that scary?
No, it wasn't scary because I don't know if that's just my nature, but I've also already lived out here before. This is my second time living in
Okay.
Cali. So nah, it wasn't scary moving out here. Um,
Okay.
the only thing is that when you move somewhere else, actually, I'm living in a different part of Cali that I've never lived in before. I like it. It's nice here, um, but it's not like New York. Like the vibe is a little different. The culture is different.
Hmm.
Um, but nah, I wasn't scared. Um, but for me, it's more about being open to change because
Hmm.
I think I'm like most people. We like things the way they are. and,
Yeah.
and your mind loves that more than you do personally. You know, your mind
Hmm.
is like a computer that gets used to something and that's all it wants to do. So you have to make you have to make a conscious decision to say, well, I'm going to do something different so I can get a different result. You know?
Hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, are you happy about the fact that you moved? Have you made connections?
You know, I have I am happy.
Okay.
I'm happy to a degree, but I still love New York more. I gotta be honest. Gotta be honest.
Okay.
Um, because again, the culture here is different.
Mm.
New
How
York,
so?
well, I would say in New York we reach out to each other more openly, um, just to build uh, relationships in an organic way. Here is a little different. You know, they don't
Mm.
reach out so as much, and I, personally, I believe we get together more. It's easier to get together because people come out more often. Like I've been living where I'm living now for quite a while, and I just don't see people as often as you would see them in New York because and maybe also right now it's well, I don't believe so, but maybe partially COVID, but I can't say that because it's been like that before COVID. So nah, I can't even say that. It's just like
Okay.
in New York, you walk out, you see your neighbors, you chat, you kick it for a bit. Here it's like hi, hi, and you keep moving. You know, so
Yeah.
that's the difference. So I like the camaraderie and the culture and the unity that's also within the industry. It's a different vibe in the industry in New York too. Not that it's not anyway, it's a different vibe in the industry in New York. Yeah.
So, do you see yourself staying in Cali or are you homesick?
I get homesick. I do get homesick, and I'm probably gonna move someplace else. Not far. I think I'm gonna move somewhere else. Yeah,
Somewhere else in Cali or just somewhere else altogether?
I'm gonna check out other places. Somewhere else altogether, and see uh, either back to New York because I love New York. It's just a vibe that I feel when I'm there. Like this, I just feel a very beautiful vibration when I'm in New York.
Okay. Okay.
But I'm also open to checking out Atlanta. I'm open to that. You know.
Mm. I got family out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they tried to get me to go there, and I was like, yeah, okay. You find me that job that's making six figures, and we'll talk.
Well, this is what I say. Go check it out. You don't have to even look at it or think about moving it, but go check it out and see how you feel. Because genuinely, when you go to a place, you're gonna have a certain vibration, and you're gonna know if you like that place or not. What we do as humans, we'll go to a place, and even if we don't like that place, we'll move to that place for a career or something. Sometimes that's good
Mm-hmm.
momentarily, but over time, if you're in that place and you don't like that place, ultimately it's not going to be great for you, even if you have a career there, because you can always go somewhere else and still have that same career. But it's our thinking sometimes that we can only do this in this one place or that one place, but that's not necessarily true.
True.
Yeah.
You are absolutely right. So, what's in the cards for you? What are you working towards now?
Okay, well, I have my film, The Long Short, a series of courageous stories that will be released around mid spring, that I wrote,
Okay.
directed, produced, and I'm
Oh,
starring in the film. So I'm really, really, really looking forward to that because it's been a long time coming. Um, so that's what's next on the menu for me. And then I also have a soundtrack in relation to that I'll be releasing. So the soundtrack to the Long Short, a series of courageous stories, and the film itself, um, which I was so grateful to work on with all the phenomenal actors and actresses that blessed me and worked with me. And if any of you guys are watching, thank you guys so much. Um, I'm so grateful and thankful for you guys working with me. I highly, highly, highly appreciate you guys. Jimmy, Kim, um, let me get some of the other names out here. All of you guys, because I don't really want to miss anybody. Um, but just thank you guys so much. Zoe, I don't know if you're watching Zoe, but all of you guys, Terry, um, just thank you guys so much. If I didn't say your name, it doesn't mean that I don't love you or I don't appreciate you, because I do. But thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate you guys, and I also want to release this film for them because they worked on it with me and for me. So I'm really looking forward to releasing the Long Short, a series of courageous stories. Um,
okay.
and you
So, what is
guys,
it going to be released to?
right now, I'm looking at limited theatrical distribution is what I'm going for, and then after that, streaming.
Okay. Excellent. So, how will we find out about it?
Okay, you guys can watch my social media, which is at Facebook at shabazzray.com. There's also the website for my production company, which is uh, metab.com, which is meta-b.com. Again, that's meta-be.com. That's metab.com. You could see a lot of information there for it. And there you go, right there. That's so cool. I like that. And fast. So those places you can find information about it. And also on the website, thelongshort.com. Also
Okay.
spelled exactly the way it sounds, thelongshort.com. You guys can find information about the film
Longshore.com.
there too.
Okay. Nope, that ain't it.
That's a long short.
The long short. Okay.
There you go. Now that's right. That's right.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. So, what I'm going to do for the listeners and viewers right now, I'm going to replay the game for you guys.
Yeah. I like
I'll
that
give
game
you,
too.
yes, and I thank my producers. They are special. Just in case you guys don't know, my producers are actually my parents.
Oh,
So the talent runs deep. Um, so we're gonna play this game again. I will give you to the end of the night to guess. Um, Only because I am gonna have him give the answer, but I know some of y'all are late in the game, so you might watch the show a little later.
You got your late stragglers.
Yes, I got my late stragglers. So we're gonna play the game right now, and then he is going to give you the answer as soon as we're done. So here we go. All right. So we have a guess of B. Okay. I give you like 3 seconds to give another answer. Just letting y'all go ahead and guess. Yeah, okay, time's up. So, so what is the real answer? What was the fake?
You asking me now?
I'm asking you, sir.
Okay. So if I remember correctly, the fake is C.
Okay, what was C?
C is married with three beautiful children.
You're not married with three beautiful children?
No, 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 not yet.
Not yet. Y'all heard that? He said not yet. I'm just letting you know that's what he said. Okay. But so was that by choice? Do you feel like industry got in the way of that, or what's your story?
Well, that's an interesting question because in the early days, I didn't I didn't really think about that or want children because my brains were on one thing. Oh, I got to figure out how to get this career popping off the way that I want to get it popping off. So I never thought about that then. So I would say that it did have something to do with it, but my mindset, my mindset, and me focusing on career mostly would be that. And I didn't want kids, when I was younger, especially when I was younger.
Hmm.
I was like, nah, brother ain't thinking about no kids, no time soon.
You said
uh,
no, no.
nah, nah. Um, and then as I got older, then I started thinking about that. Oh, it would be nice, to have a son, a little Shabazz Junior.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
It's a nice name too, by the way.
Thank you, thank you. You can thank my parents. My father specifically wanted me to have the name Shabazz. Yeah,
Hmm. Why
there's
is
a
that?
it's a two-part story or answer. Malcolm X, when he converted to Islam, that was his last name. And also there was a in New York there was I think it was a popular burger shop named Shabazz Burgers.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
A legend and a burger shop. Okay.
Yeah, right, right. In Harlem, Harlem is like that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's funny. So, for those that would like to get a hold of you, reach out to you and say, hey, we're interested in getting you connected into this show, this movie, this whatever, how do they contact you?
Okay, they can always reach me through Facebook. They can
Okay.
reach me through my website at shabazzray.com.
Okay.
They can reach me on Instagram, which is also at shabazzray. Um, those are the three major places that they can reach me at.
All right. Okay. Now, write it down. I'm not going to have it up all day. Okay. I mean, it's simple. Ask Shabazz Ray. Wherever you go, ask Shabazz Ray.
Yeah, I like to
Here
keep
we
it simple
go.
like that.
Website, shabazzray.com.
There you
Sorry,
go.
I'm not as simple. because I got multiple things going on. But cool, excellent. So it is towards the end of the show, and what I like to do is I like to give my guests an opportunity to leave words of wisdom for the audience.
Mhm.
So, what are your words of wisdom for the audience today?
My words of wisdom are: if you have a dream or a goal, go for it. I don't care if you're 7 or 70. If you got a dream,
Hmm.
you got a goal, go for it. Your dream has no expiration at all. Period.
Okay,
That's
you
it.
said period. Okay, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
As people do in the industry, they make it seem like you age out, and they'll tell you, past a certain age, well, maybe this isn't your thing. You know, I'm in my 30s, and a lot of
Mhm.
people will say I've aged out.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, you can't go by that because
yeah,
when it's your time, it's your time. It might not have been your time at 20, it might not have been your time at 35, but it might be your time at 42. But if you stop or if you give up, for sure, it ain't never going to be your time.
very true. Very,
You
very
know?
true.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely appreciate you being on the show.
I
Thank you
appreciate you
so
having me.
much. This has been great. Ladies and gentlemen, we have had the awesomely talented, wonderful Shabazz Ray on the show.
Oh,
And
thank you so much.
I look forward to seeing more from you. Now you're going to make me go back and watch all that stuff that you were saying you were on.
Oh, you gonna find some stuff. You can be like, oh wow, that's him. I didn't know he did that.
Man, look, I'm gonna start with Buster, then I'm gonna go ahead with persons of interest. I'm gonna have a whole field day. I'm gonna those some of those things are my favorite things to watch, so I'm definitely gonna check that stuff out.
Thank you.
That is great. That's wonderful. So hopefully there'll be more to come, and we'll bring you back so you can talk all about it.
You know what? You know what? Yeah, we'll definitely do that. I'll definitely be back. And we can
Yeah.
come back and do some stuff with my other stuff. That'll be
Okay.
here around mid spring. You know,
Okay.
that'll be nice.
Yes. Yes, it would be nice if I could be one of the first. That would be great, to tell people. I'm just saying, since I'm your friend, But but thanks a lot. I appreciate it. You guys have a great night. If you have questions, comments later, I still monitor everything. He will get your questions. He will get your comments. I promise.
Yeah.
Um,
And if you guys have anything to say, I would love to hear it. So please comment, send questions, etc. I'd love to know.
yes, indeed. All right, you guys. So, as I always say, remember to embrace God's perfect design, which is you. And make any mistakes, and make any flaws. You are the way you are because that's the way you were meant to be. And we'll have a good night, and we will be back here. Actually, we are going to have a double special next week. I have a surprise for you. We're going to have two shows next week. So pay attention to the social media, be ready, and have a good night. All right.